Hey everybody.
Hey out there.
Can you hear us and see us okay?
We got Blaine, Rayleigh Creative Travel, Armstrong Adventures,
Lisa Chauvin.
Yep, Cruise Nuts. Hey
My
guys.
girl Lisa.
Lisa, we got a surprise for you.
We
Since
do.
you were the first
person to comment in the chat. We're going to send you a Huddle Adventure t-shirt. We just opened our store today. I'll send you the details. There's 2 different designs you can pick from. I'll get your address and your size and everything, and we'll get that out to you. Lisa, you've always been a big supporter to us, and we appreciate you so sincerely.
Of course, we met her on, which cruise was that? Was it the Sunrise?
No, I don't think I thought it was it the Panorama?
It was the Sunrise.
Was it the Sunrise?
It was Sunrise in December. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I can't remember.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do there. So she let the cat out of the bag. We opened a new store today, a spring store. They used to be called Teespring. Now they're called Spring because these companies, they gotta always be changing their names.
Hey, Christine.
So we started a store today. It's the same store that Siobhan told us about.
Park Adventures.
Parkers on the Go.
Hey, Eddie Lugo.
Hey, KDP.
Hey, KDP. So yeah, we're slowly adding things to it. We just got back from the cruise yesterday, which we do want to tell you about. Hey, Howie Cruise. Hey, Jacob family. We're 27 hours off the cruise ship?
Yep, 27 hours ago. No, 27 hours ago we got home.
Oh, okay.
We walked through the door here in Michigan. And of course, we had to have a flight snafu, a minor snafu, but you always have to have a snafu in 2022
Kind of do.
when you are flying. And what happened was we got stuck on the tarmac for about 45 or 50 minutes for an hour and 15-minute flight.
Right.
We sat on the tarmac for almost 50 minutes and no one acknowledged it. There was no mention from the captain, nothing. We were just sitting there and it was a drizzle rain, I'm
going to be honest with you. I passed out. I fell asleep with my head against the window.
I fell asleep too. And and when I woke up, I was shocked that we weren't moving. I'm thinking, oh, we're at 30,000 feet and we were still on the ground. So yeah, it was kind of crazy, but it's really weird too. That flight they scheduled it for a 2-hour flight. Both ways, and when we got on the plane to fly to New York, there's no delays, so we got there 45 minutes early. So it's kind of crazy when it almost seems like the airlines now are scheduling delays into the schedule, almost, planning it into the schedule. So it's weird, but yeah, we thought we were gonna bat 1,000 on that one and do well. So again, we were both talking at the same time when I mentioned that we give credit to Parkers on the Go. Mm-hmm. They started a spring store for the family group cruise, the family reunion group cruise. When is it?
It's in May of 2020.
You got it.
May 21st.
May 20th.
May 20th. Damn it! I can't retain anything.
May
I swear to God.
20th of March 2023. So. You guys got to book that. If you're not booked on it, you got to book it. You got to contact Amanda or Siobhan and get that thing booked.
Listen, I'm just going to tell you, as your friend, never use me as your alibi for anything because I will forget every detail you tell me to remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyways,
I'm a horrible alibi.
That's the same site they use for the reunion group cruise, and the deal maker for me was the bucket hat actually fit my head because we bought a couple T-shirts and a bucket hat. From
Eddie loves a good bucket hat.
Yeah, because I got to cover my dome.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll tell you real quickly about the magic before we invite our very esteemed and fabulous guests for this evening. Have Luggage will travel. Super excited about it. Just absolutely love these guys, and any chance to hang out with them, I will always grab with both hands. That sounds weird. Strike that. Rewind. I'll take any excuse. Any excuse to hang out with them because they're both really fun and we love them to death.
They're good Christians from the South.
Yes, which is why I don't know how we mix, but
I'm not grabbing them with both hands.
We won't grab you with both hands.
But I will give them a hug, a good Christianly brotherly hug to my Gelato loving buddy.
2 taps.
Yeah.
And two tap on the hug.
And I'm dry. I'm dry. I'm not wet, so
it won't be gross.
Yeah, it won't be gross. Josh.
So the magic, 90% of the cruise was absolutely amazing. There were a couple of snafus, and we'll tell you on the live what snafus. Are they is it called snafus? What snafus there were? I might have invented a new word there. But you know, there were a couple.
Too much schnapps.
No, I don't like schnapps.
You got a little bit of everything.
I did, but not schnapps. But anyway, so the embarkation, that was a little. There was a couple of new employees that called, like, you know how like when they call you in, they'll say A1, and now it's time for A2. No, this lady called A. Everybody
no. She said A1, 2, 3, 4, and 5
first, and then she said all A. So that's A1 to A9. So like everybody walked up there, and then the lady that was receiving everybody just started like, well, it's New York, but she started like screaming at everybody. Oh, Todd, you were in that line. I know you were, buddy. She started like screaming at everybody. You know, like, everybody back up. I go, I'm not the girl you yell at, okay? So I said, listen, lady. Don't yell at us, okay? Like, we're just doing what we're told here. And she's like, A4. I'm not mad at you. And I go, I'm not mad at you either. Let's be friends here. We'll work this out, you know?
But you know what it was? It's a New York thing, guys. In New York, everyone's yelling. I thought we were loud here in the Midwest.
We are a little bit loud, but we're not loud like they're loud.
That, man. They are. There's like, you just would hear just random hollering. That's what my grandma would call it.
Yeah.
Hollering. They're hollering out there, and they just be screaming about anything and everything. People arguing, people yelling at each other about, you know, take off, you cut me off, you know, and seen a guy peeing in the middle of 8th Avenue, right in the middle of the street. It was a cultural treat, guys.
It was a cultural treat.
I actually liked it. It was not the peeing part.
I didn't like it.
Didn't like that.
No.
But the you know what, the homeless guys are pretty well.
They were very well. Yeah, they were friendly. They were awesome.
Yeah, no one tried to run any scams on us or anything like that.
Nothing like that. Not like, you know, some ports we've been to. All right, so the embarkation, there was a little bit of cluster with that. When we got on the ship, I remember Siobhan saying that about the doo-doo smell in the hallway, and I was like, oh no, because we could smell it from our room. But then we realized that where we were located, that must be like where they're emptying the tanks, like at the port, because like an hour after we sailed away, I didn't smell it anymore. Either that or I got used to it, but I don't think so. Well, I don't think you can ever get used to that.
Blaine can tell us. Blaine has an RV, and when you are emptying the septic tank, it's not unusual to get those fumes to come back up through the toilets, and there's all kinds of tricks and that RV owners do to prevent that from happening. But when you're dealing with thousands of toilets, the ones closest to where the drain's at, so that's what you have going on there.
Yeah. So Blaine, can you actually ever get used to that smell, or did it go away? Because I think it went away.
We're not saying Blaine lives in a
but he would know
RV.
because he lives in an RV and he has experienced that once or twice. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
I'm not.
We're assuming he did.
Yeah.
But,
well, anyway, so that happened, and then the final snafu was we had reservations on formal night.
Yeah.
Formal night at the steakhouse. Okay, so it's August, and I know you're not allowed to wear shorts in the dining room on formal night, but we always make a reservation at the steakhouse because I don't want to get out. I don't want to get out. I don't want to worry about packing formal clothes. So I'll wear what I wear to church, like a dressy top, some dressy capris, and some sandals. And he usually wears pants and, you know, a button-up shirt. And we look like we're going to church. We look like, you know, nice, but we're not all like, you know, really dressed up. So the boys, because it's August, they had dressy shorts on, and we went to the steakhouse, and the maitre d' guy, was it maitre d'?
Yeah.
The guy there was like, the manager greeted us, and he was like, yeah, you guys can't come in here. And we were like, why? And he was like, they're wearing shorts. And I was like, it's August. And I'm like, what, you know, you want us to pack pants in August in Bermuda? I mean, you know, really? I said, really? Just like that. I made that face too. Really? And he goes, really? Really rude. Really, really rude. And I took a step back, and Carson was like, we're Huddle Adventures. We're totally vlogging this, right? And I'm like, oh my God. So we met the hotel director. He had come to our room to introduce himself to us. And so we had his card. So I went back to the room and I called him and I'm like, hey, listen, man, I need a favor. I need your help here, buddy. We just went up to the steakhouse and we were denied entrance. But I forgot the most important part. We stepped back because he said, I can change your booking to another night, but you cannot wear shorts in the steakhouse on formal night. And right after we stepped back to discuss whether or not we wanted to change our reservation, what we were going to do for dinner, because we didn't want to go to the MDR, a family with shorts on walked in and he sat down.
No. It was
the
dad,
kids.
a dad, a mom, and his 15-year-old son were in shorts.
Yes,
and just like what my 15-year-old son's wearing. And they went in. They were dressed fine.
So I looked at the guy again and I said, "Really?" And he goes, "Really?" Like really nasty.
So yeah.
So it's on at this point, right? Like it's on. So I went back to the room and I called the hotel director and I was like, "Listen, I need your help, man. Like this is what happened." And he goes, "Oh my God." He's like, "I am so sincerely sorry." So long story short, we walked right back up there.
He said, meet.
He said, meet me there.
When do you guys want to eat? And she said, we want to eat now. Our reservations were at 5:30 and it's 6 now. And she said, we might not even be able to get a table now. And he said, don't worry about that. Meet me. He goes, I will be waiting for you at the steakhouse. And when we showed up, he was there, full uniform, looks like the
big dog.
Yeah.
Right?
And we went right in and we got the captain's table. Or the chef's table in the steakhouse.
And guess who served our drinks all night? Really served our drinks all night. Yeah. True story. And I was so sweet to him. He was like, I'm so sorry for the misunderstanding. And I'm like, it's all good, man. Got nothing but love for you.
Yeah, and my boys will think that there's she's right up there with Thor and Spider-Man, and they think she's a superhero.
I mean, I don't know about all that,
but we've never done that, guys.
We would have changed our reservation had the kid with shorts on hadn't walked in right after us, and the second really, it was on at that point.
Here's the thing: if Laura wouldn't handle it, I might have got locked up. So just so you guys know, I don't want you to think I'm super rational, reasonable, because I'm not. I was really super pissed, and I wanted to rip that guy's head off. And I took every ounce of self-control to just walk away from it. But that's what,
after you've been married for so long, you make that eye contact, and you're like, oh, no, honey, I got this. Yeah. So I gave him the I got this look, and he knew I got this. So.
But, when we went back in, we weren't playing hey, we were very super nice.
Super nice. And when he was serving my drinks, I smiled at him and said, thank you so much.
And the wait staff loved us. We had them laughing. They thought we were great.
Yeah. In our little shorts.
We had a fine time.
Which were under the table.
That was not the first time I wore shorts to the steakhouse.
No, he does it all the time.
But I wear nice stuff, Yeah. I'm not wearing junk. So anyways, that's.
The rest of the cruise was absolutely amazing. Hey, Vicky's here.
Hey.
The rest of the crew, oh my God, you guys, we talked about this before. You got to join the Facebook group for the cruise that you are going on. I can't even tell you how many people that Eddie and I met from our Facebook group, how many friends we made, how many new subscribers we got from our Facebook group. But we had the absolutely best admin, Todd and his wife Vicky Donnelly, and they're with us tonight, and we just absolutely love them, guys. I'm so happy to see you guys here.
We got drinks with those guys several times during the week, and we ran into Huddle Adventure fans for multiple fans. First time ever that happened where we've met more than a few. There were several on that cruise,
and it's so funny because nobody knows who I am at all. It's all about Eddie.
Hey, it's the YouTube guy.
Yeah,
it was pretty funny.
It was really cool. We had so much fun.
Even when we were leaving, we were going through customs.
Oh yeah, somebody interrupted our custom thing.
A guy yelling at me. I'm like, who's yelling at me? And it was the other Eddie. So hopefully he's watching. Him and his wife were celebrating their 25th wedding anniversary, and it was his first cruise ever. And he wanted 20th wedding anniversary.
And Todd and Vicky celebrated their anniversary, their fifth anniversary. So that was a lot of fun. Just honestly, if that's not a standard practice, I highly recommend it. You already have friends before you even get on the cruise ship. It was absolutely a blast.
Awesome.
And Todd, I'm gonna message you about the person living in your room. Because that's a story I got to hear, buddy. All right, so I think that's pretty much it for the magic. The food was good. I ate at the Mongolian Walk for the first time. No, it was the second time. I always forget. You always remind me of the first time, which was really good. And then I had recommendation from Josh. I tried the banana cream pie. Good recommendation, buddy. And I forget who recommended the chicken and waffles, but ooh, that was good too.
There is one thing we must mention, the fact that I keep seeing posts on these Facebook groups for Carnival where people are talking about the cutbacks and the food quality isn't as good because of cutbacks and all these different things. Guys, it's not the cutbacks. It is the fact that the ship is beyond capacity. It's over 100% capacity. Yeah. And there simply isn't, they're not up to speed to take care of that many people yet. Mm-hmm. And they're still kind of shorthanded because of the visa issues with the U.S. State Department. And you guys should know that our U.S. government is not fast at anything except for telling you when you owe the money. But if they owe you, you'll be waiting a while. But anyways,
another thing
the problem we ran into was the food. Some of it got there cold, or lukewarm, and it was because there's so many people. Mm-hmm. C-Day brunch, they had a big snafu with the online reservation system, and they gave everybody table 600 at the same time.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah,
you know how C-Day brunch is always on the third level or the lower deck? It was on both. They had both restaurants open. So now imagine where C-Day brunch is usually confined to a smaller area, it is now basically upper and lower MDRs at the same time. So it took a while to get our food for C-Day brunch, especially the last C-Day brunch. And the last day getting off the ship, that's one of our, I hate to say pro tips because I'm a professional mistake maker, but one of the things we always do on the last day of every cruise is we get breakfast at the MDR. Yeah. We're all packed, ready to go. We leave our luggage in our room, run down MDR, eat a relaxing breakfast, and then we go get our luggage and get off the ship. And that works out great. You're not standing in line at the Lido buffet with all your luggage and look like you're, refugees being kicked out of the country. So it goes much smoother.
Yeah, I forgot about that. But
sorry about that. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I don't actually I don't have a problem with my food taking a long time because I don't know. I'm never starving on a cruise ship. So I'm just enjoying the experience of being wherever I am. And that doesn't bother me. But I forgot about that. Yeah. Everybody got table 600. So everybody got the alert that your table's ready. And we all had the same table number 600.
That was day 7. Yeah. Last full day at sea. C-Day brunch.
But the live music was absolutely, they were amazing. The staff we had so much fun.
Gosh, there was a couple, an Asian couple, they call themselves the Magic and Music, or Music and Magic. Have you guys seen them? Anyone out there seen them before?
Oh my God.
The guy plays the keyboard and he has backing tracks for every song he plays. So there's drums, there's a bass line, he's playing the bass line. He's playing everything, and he can imitate just about every male singer you can think of with a super huge vocal range. And then his wife can sing everything flawlessly.
Whitney,
she is
Mariah,
belting out Whitney Houston.
I mean, amazing.
And not missing a single note.
But the thing about him, that he had me, I was crying laughing. Because would you ever see somebody do exaggerated keyboarding where they're up in the like getting into it? I can't do it. I can't do it as good.
Well, he was doing slides, and he's like,
I'm bawling laughing. It
smiling,
was so funny.
But they were incredible. When they first came out, we're like, what is this? The Magic and Music. And the magic was, what the hell is going on? They were both just
magic on the keyboard.
Phenomenal. The rock band on the ship was
they were
good. They weren't exceptional,
but they did not have exaggerated keyboard.
They had a phenomenal bass player. The guitar player was pedestrian at best. Yeah. And the vocals were okay. But their bass player was just crazy good. And I'm a guitarist, and usually, you know what I tell bass players? Hey, guy, turn that down. Turn down a little bit.
Yeah.
That guy was phenomenal.
He was really good. Yeah.
He was phenomenal.
All right, so I think this is the best time to bring in.
All right,
Oh
we
my
will
God,
talk
Katie,
about
yes.
excursions after we have these guys on.
The very famous. I hope you guys are ready. I can see you.
We gotta go to that.
Yep. Okay. Katie, yes, it reminds me of Vince playing Careless with us. My son, he does disco keyboarding, and I love it. That's what I want for my birthday every year. All right, the one and the only Have Luggage Will Travel.
Yeah, do this.
What's up?
Did we do it right?
No.
Oh, you did.
All
All right, hold on.
And 1 second.
There we are.
Oh, technology.
Yay!
Hey,
Yay!
hey, look, the big guy fits on the screen.
I know that big head.
I end up like you when they do the sideways. I'm over here going, hey.
Yeah, you get half my face. Hello.
Yeah, it's crazy. So how are you guys doing tonight or today? What time is it there?
It's an hour behind you guys. I don't know. It's
Oh.
6:20.
6:20.
How are you doing this evening?
Doing fantastic.
Yeah,
Well, that's
tired.
good.
Good.
You guys are tired? Yeah, we're tired too. A little bit of that trying to jump right back into everything at full speed after all that goodness.
Yeah.
Little bit
So
in the room.
work was crazy. It was a crazy day. You know how it is when you just get back. There's always a price to pay for your vacation. Am I lying? There's always a price to pay. All right. So normally when we invite guests, we always send them the list of questions beforehand because we don't want to ask anybody, anything that they don't want to answer that'll make them uncomfortable or anything. I mean, we don't get in deep in anything, but I think it's a courteous thing to do. But we didn't do that this time because our questions are silly, and we
We get to have the spotlight put on us.
yeah, it's just fun. It's just fun.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start. Number one, who went on the first cruise of the two of you? Was it together? Oh, it was you. Okay.
Amanda?
And so it was you're the one that fell in love with cruising, and you brought him into it.
Yep.
Same thing. Okay.
Yeah, I
Excellent.
cruised on the Carnival Holiday back in 2002.
The Holiday.
Wow.
I never even heard of that ship.
It was tiny, and it's obviously no longer in service.
What were you, 11 years old?
I was 18. It was my graduation present.
Oh,
So
that's awesome.
did you ask for that as your present, or did someone just like, hey, why don't you?
I went with my mom and a friend, and I'm pretty sure she said, "This is what we're doing for your graduation trip." And I said, "Great."
That sounds like fun, huh?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So before you went on your very first cruise, Amanda, did you have any were you afraid of anything, like any cruising fears, or were you worried about anything?
I hadn't thought about it.
Let her finish talking before you start talking. So rude.
Josh is here, y'all. I had
know.
never thought about cruising.
We have
as a-
questions for you, Josh. We do, buddy. I swear it.
Don't worry.
Hold on, Josh. She's gonna get to you.
No, I want Laura to finish asking her questions before you start talking.
Laura, were you done?
Oh yeah, I was done, honey.
Anyway, no, I had never even thought about cruising. So when we started planning it, I didn't even really know what to expect. Facebook wasn't a thing.
Right.
So there were no Facebook groups to join. So we just went with it.
I think
I struggled with motion sickness on that trip.
yeah. It was same thing with us. I went on a couple cruises, probably about 8 cruises before Eddie and I started dating. And I was always afraid that when I was standing on the cruise ship and I couldn't see any land around us, I thought that was really going to freak me out.
Yeah.
But it didn't at all. It really truly didn't. So, so next question is, how old were?
She said it was.
Yeah, she said this ship. So, how old were Philip and Mallory the first time that they went on a cruise?
Numbers, man.
2019, Philip was 11 and Mallory was 9.
When was your first cruise, big man?
2006 on the Carnival Conquest.
And the Conquest.
Wow, man.
And what was did you fall in love with it right away?
It was brand new when we went. At the time, it was Carnival's largest ship when we went on it.
Nice.
That's awesome. Now, did you like it? Was it your first cruise? Were you sold on cruising?
Oh yeah, I loved it. We went same time a year later on the Carnival Conquest when it went out of Galveston again. So we really enjoyed it. And then after that, Philip showed up in our life and put the pause to cruising for a little while.
Yeah, it's hard to do.
Yeah.
Hard to do much when they're little. It's difficult. Now here's, and I don't want to get on this, Josh is a big guy thing, but I hear from guys that like over 6'3", 6'4", that have tried cruising and won't do it again because they feel like but some of these guys, they tend to be, you're a pretty, I picture you when you're in high school, you're wiry, right? You're a thin guy because you're not you're not super wide, you're not like, I've got a buddy, he's 6'6" and he's like 360 pounds and he looks like a Nebraska lineman. He's like this wide. When you're sitting in a car with him, he's like halfway into your seat too, but usually a lot of tall guys will complain that they don't fit in the showers, they don't fit in the beds, they just feel uncomfortable on a cruise ship. So you never ran into that.
We love you too into cruising.
The older ships, my biggest problem is walking down the hallway. I'm 6'7", and this morning at the doctor, he told me I weighed 305, but still, I digress.
That's not much for being so tall, though. I mean, in all honesty, it's really not.
It really isn't.
It really isn't. When you see
not.
him, he doesn't.
Yeah.
He weighs
Yeah.
So my biggest problem is the hallways. The showers never bothered me. I mean, I'm just used to it.
The shower on Mardi Gras did.
Shower on the Mardi Gras did because they had, have y'all been
the door?
The door.
Yeah, and the showers are smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard.
The bathrooms on Mardi Gras are tiny, so I felt like I was in a phone booth. But I mean, for the most part, I enjoy cruising. I could put up with a small bed for a week. It doesn't bother me.
I'm not a tiny person, and that shower curtain won't leave me alone. That thing sticks to me, and every single way I turn, it like sticks to me, and
You know what I started doing?
What?
Go ahead.
No, it just grosses me out.
Yeah,
because if it's sticking to me, go ahead, honey.
Sticking to everything.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like, if it's sticking to me, it's sticking to everybody.
Right. I take that shower curtain and I stick it outside of that lip because that bathroom floor has a drain in it anyways.
Yeah.
And that's where we throw all of our dirty towels. They're going to dry it up. So and that way it doesn't stick to me quite as badly.
Mic drop. See, that's why we're here, ladies and gentlemen. Cruise tips like that one right there. That's brilliant. I'm going to do that from now on. Like, honestly.
Yeah, it gets the floor wet, but I don't even really care.
Yeah.
But overall, we just make it happen. I hit too many exit signs or door hinges.
You did knock something off the ceiling in the Vista.
Yeah, in the Vista, I was putting a shirt on and air vent in the ceiling.
Oh, yeah.
I hit it and it fell off.
Yeah.
Then I walked into a light fixture in a tree in the buffet area. So yeah.
Yeah,
I hit my head a few times.
I have that. I have it's like a tripod selfie stick. It's like, I forget what it's called, the brand of it. It's pretty sweet. It holds your phone, and then it also will hold a boom mic. So I've got a boom mic for my iPhone, and I also have a gimbal. I've got all kinds of gear I don't even touch. I've got thousands of dollars of stuff, and I end up using this Pro Max 13 on this extension. I think it's called an MT16 stand. I forget the brand, but anyways, everywhere we go, I have this boom mic, with the furry, windsock on it.
Yeah.
And it is a conversation starter. And it's usually women. They're like, hey, what is that thing? And we end up talking to them. And one of the ladies we were talking to and met on the Magic said that she cruises without her husband because he's 6'4" and refuses to cruise. That's what made me think of that question for you. So she cruises with her girlfriend and then harasses guys like me about our fuzzy mics.
So let's say hi to everybody. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it works great. It's hard, and then all my footage is right here. I've got a 1 terabyte hard drive in this thing, so I just got everything on there, and I can work on it anytime I want when I got downtime, editing and stuff. And I use Splice. You ever use Splice?
No, I use Power Director.
Splice is free. It works really good, but I can't. I'm not the best editor, so I can't really.
So Sea-Leg is here. Hi, guys. Thank you for voting, and thank you for being here. And Yachty's here. I think we said hi to you into cruising, but if not, hi.
You did.
Cruising, I think we said hi to you, but if not, hi. Thank you so much for coming, guys.
Eddie's
Out
here.
and there's Eddie. Yep, Eddie's here, and Julie, and
Yeah.
yep. All right, awesome. I just want to make sure we say hi to everybody. So next question is for Josh. We're gonna skip here.
No, you're just skip
Yep.
that one.
What is your favorite flavor of gelato?
Everyone wants to know.
Everybody's dying to know.
Listen, when we go get you, when we're fetching you gelatos on the cruise ship, we need to know what you like, buddy.
So we'll explain it real quick before you answer. We'll explain it because Todd and Vicky don't know the story. He had an injury. He hurt his foot really bad, and the family went and got gelato and did not offer him any.
After
Didn't bring him any. So it started.
he carried his whole family all over Amber Cove.
Yep.
All
He
day.
carried us on his shoulders.
Yep.
Yeah.
He did.
With bone spurs.
Yep.
In his feet.
Wearing a potato sack, walking backwards.
And all he wanted was some tasty gelato, and the family went and got some and didn't bring him any
Yeah.
back.
So it started Gelato Gate,
It's a tragedy.
Justice for Josh.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Give him a moment.
Yes,
All right.
dry your tears. Or is that all from
All right.
listening?
I'm okay. I'm gonna hold it.
All right. So now that everybody's on the same page, what do you think, Josh? What's your favorite
Gelato flavor? People want to know.
1-in-1's coffee and tiramisu.
Mm,
Oh, okay. All right.
yes.
Nice.
All right. So we got
Coffee.
C likes chocolate with peanut butter. Eddie likes banana pie or chocolate. I still have not ever had gelato, so I can't answer that. Have you ever had it?
No.
We've never had it.
No.
Ice cream, basically.
Yeah,
It's Italian.
it's Italian.
I was.
Well, what is the difference? Like, how does it differ from ice cream?
Milk fat.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Milk
more
fat.
or less?
I think
It's more.
Is it more?
More.
It's the percent of milk
You
fat.
get real gelato in Italy. It's typically
Yeah.
not as cold as ice cream.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It's soft serve. Like, I'm a huge soft serve person.
Mhm.
Like, I don't like hard pack ice cream, and so that's why I really like gelato. Because I hate going to the self service ice cream cone things on a cruise ship, especially when it's full of wild kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
Oh.
I see crushing cones, touching everything, and I'm just like, So I just go over to the gelato station and get gelato.
Eddie
But-
Lugo said it's thicker. So,
Mhm.
It is.
Paul Vines is here. Hey, Paul. All right. So, Amanda, how did you get into travel agency?
Ooh.
Him.
Yeah. What's the story?
Yeah, I
with
wasn't working. Yeah, I wasn't working. We were living down south. It was in the midst of COVID. We were starting to come out.
Wait a second, you got to reference down south here means we was living in South Louisiana.
Oh, yeah, I'm
close to
sorry.
New Orleans. When everybody here says down south, they're talking about South Louisiana.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So we were living in South Louisiana. We're from North Louisiana. We were down there by ourselves. None of our family was there. We had moved there for his job. I had started homeschooling the kids. I wasn't working. I was like, I can't give a job outside of the home what they need and give our kids what they need if I'm going to homeschool them. We love to travel. We had been watching lots of travel vlogs because we couldn't travel at the time.
Right. Yeah.
And he was like, you should be a travel agent. It's like, what? And then he says, and we should start a YouTube channel. I was like, what? So he starts doing all the research, deep dives into travel agencies, host agencies, independent, like what was the best. And he did all the research and said, okay, here you go. This is what you're going to do. And here I am doing it.
Awesome. And you're
So and it works.
brilliant.
It really works well. Yeah, it really works well for me because I can do it here at home. I can still homeschool the kids. It's all home based, or I can take it with me if I need to.
When there is a will, there's a way, huh?
Hey, let me acknowledge Paul Vines. The meme master is in the house. Paul Vines. Guys, make sure you check him out. Guys, make sure you put #creator next to your name so everyone knows to go check out your YouTube channel.
And subscribe to each other, please.
Paul has a really awesome page on Facebook, and he shares really interesting like facts, odd facts, and he does these little surveys, and he's really good.
Very, very, very entertaining.
He promotes everybody's lives,
Mm-hmm.
and if you don't know him, make sure you get to know him. He is a really good guy. He's a truck driver, travels all over the United States, really colorful personality, really cool guy. And
I'll have to follow him. He's been popping in our lives here recently, so we'll have to start following for sure. I do Facebook, Josh doesn't.
He's great. He's great for the entire community, but he's just a great guy. So
absolutely.
I'm getting to know him a little bit more and more, and I like him. He's good people.
Yeah.
Right.
So this comment right here, this is so true. Homeschool, travel agent, and YouTuber. Wow, that is impressive, sister. That is impressive.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
That's why I'm tired. Today was community day for homeschool. Whew.
Yeah. All right. Now here comes. Now there's another channel on YouTube and on Facebook called The Ship Show. And I don't know if you guys know John the Rooster, Cooster Rooster. He was ranting about how good Miracle Whip was and arguing with everybody, telling everybody that likes real mayonnaise, because Miracle Whip is not a mayonnaise. We know the stand on that. And I accuse him of being sponsored by Miracle Whip. He thought that was funny. So that parlays into my next question to the big fella. Has Little Debbie contacted you yet?
No.
Are you doing any kind of sponsorship? Or?
Listen, you can tell us, buddy.
I wish they did.
You know, I have a feeling that it's going to happen one day. I truly believe it.
You do some good product placements. You know, you like I do the Coke Zero thing. Coke isn't calling me either, but you got that Little Debbie box out every week, buddy. You got a different flavor, and man, they're all delicious. Yeah,
it truly makes me want every single one that you have.
Yeah,
really.
Hey, and funny story, like this started years ago, and I'll tell you real quick how Little Debbie's became so impactful in the location I work for the company I work for. We went on a dove hunt, opening day of dove season years ago, and our boss at the time brought the grill. He left the grate, so we couldn't cook, but we brought the cook. So the only thing we had to eat was Little Debbie's. So when I moved up management, once a quarter, I would buy everybody their favorite Little Debbie and stuff so everybody could have it. And so it's just kind of moved along. And when I moved off and I came back to the location I'm at now, everybody's still Little Debbie's, and it's still a big thing. And hey, when I leave our deer camp, like Friday night, we left our deer camp. Amanda, we went Indian arrowhead hunting. I don't know if anybody's ever done that. We have a lot of Indian mounds in North Louisiana. And so we went out as a family, and we were looking for arrowheads and stuff and pottery. And we stopped, grabbed something to eat at the out in the middle of the country, and me and Amanda split a big jumbo zebra cake. So we do eat Little Debbie's outside of what's on here. So we really.
Well, he got a Little Debbie, and I was kind of mad. I said, "You didn't tell me we were getting Little Debbie."
Right. I always go to the rack. I go to the counter and I get like a fried meat pie or chicken strips, and I go get a Little Debbie and a Coke Zero, Eddie.
It's funny. I'm being good now, all right, because I just had 10 full days of debauchery. So this morning, back up at 2:45 in the morning, in the gym at 4 a.m., 12 hours after I walked through the doors of this house, I was in the gym. And then I worked 12 hours a day. And I told Laura last night, I said, I am not going to cheat at all because my pants are my work pants. Got them on today, but they were snug, man. And I didn't want to go up to my my fat guy pants. And I'm like, I was proud of myself that I didn't get out of those, because one of the cruises we went on, I had to go up to 36s, man. I had to go, I was like, oh my gosh. And I always can lose it in a few weeks, but it's just such a battle. And the older you get, and you guys are going to find out, you guys that are younger than I am, but at 53, it takes me longer to lose it than it did when I was even 45, and it's crazy. But I was going to have a big box of Little Debbie's on the show tonight and eat them just to show you, hey, I can eat. And I wish the Wi-Fi was good enough, because I would have loved to show you. I had 5 banana splits. I had the caramel apple dessert at the Italian restaurant. I had the apple pie and ice cream at the steakhouse. I had on average 10 beers a day or more.
And he ate his and mine.
And I ate her dessert, my dessert. I even ate half a Peyton's banana split one night. And I I ate like a machine.
Those are good.
And I started drinking Moscow mules. So I got domesticated on this one. So halfway during the week, our favorite bartender, our new best friend, was like, "And for you, William, you want the Moscow Mule?" Because I'm William Edward, and down south
on the cruise ships they call him William. And
I think in Kentucky they like to name their kids a first name, middle name, and then call them by the middle name from birth, so they can spend the rest of their life going, "Well, how's Eddie short for William?" It's not. It's not, brother. Just bear with me. And so that's like one of those things where a lot of guys in my family, we all go by our middle names, and there's no juniors or seconds or thirds, so it doesn't make any sense why they do that. But
so, hey, Josh, how many employees did you have that you had to remember all their favorite flavors of Little Debbie?
At that location, I had 18.
Okay, that tells us all we need to know about what an amazing person you are, that you would take that and remember all that for 18 people. I wouldn't be able to retain 5 of them.
You could be a supervisor at our place because you're too good of a person.
Yes.
Because those guys they're terrible.
All right, so we went here. We did that. Okay, so who came up with the name Jlo? What's the story behind Jlo?
You want to tell it, or you want me to?
You can do it.
So she's actually named after my grandmother Joyce and his aunt Louise. We thought it was his grandmother's middle name. It's his aunt's name.
It's my aunt's middle name.
So it's my grandmother's name, his aunt's middle name, Joyce Louise. Well, we're riding down the road one day before we get her, and I looked at him and I said, "Josh, we can call her J-Lo."
I love it. She's so cute.
And it stuck.
So
For Todd and Vicky, that's their dog, and you'll see her every now and then. She's a mini golden doodle, right? Yeah. Max is a labradoodle, and J-Lo is a golden doodle.
And Max is running around here. He misses something fierce. And
Oh,
he's got a
my
haircut.
God.
He looks like a poodle. He looks
like a deer.
Yeah,
he looks like a deer. He does.
Yeah, he'd have to wear an orange vest during deer season because he does. He looks like a doe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish he'd
When
come
we
back
got
in here.
home yesterday, you guys, he was so happy to see us. Well, because usually it's Eddie and I will go, and then sometimes the boys will go someplace, but it's not usually all 4 of us at the same time. And he was here with Mama, but there's 2 dogs, and Mama gives them all the love she can, but they're really super high maintenance, needy. I need loving 24/7 dogs.
She's tired of those dogs. Yeah.
But when we got home, even 24 hours later, I'm working today, and he kept coming up to me and nudging me and just hugging on me. It was so sweet.
Yeah, he'll knock. If you got something in your hand, he knocks out of your hand so you can pet him. He works with you.
Oh, Dana's here. Hey, Dana.
Oh, hey,
and
Dana.
Funnelheads. Hey, guys.
Awesome.
Make sure to say, don't make fun. Oh, my daughter. This is so funny. My daughter, Kiki. So she calls our dog Max when he's like his hair is grown out. She calls him Thickums.
Yeah.
And then when he gets a haircut, she calls him Slim Pickens. So he's either Thickums or he's Slim Pickens, depending on his hairstyle in that moment.
Yeah,
so,
he's a bony dog.
So funny.
Yeah.
All right, make sure
The kids
there's
are
Dave and Brandy. Hey guys.
Yeah, Dave and Brandy's here.
Hey.
That's awesome.
All right, so the next question is, what's your favorite port and why?
That's a hard one.
I already know mine.
You go
I
then.
can tell you hands down. Cayman Islands.
Why?
And the wine. The prettiest water in all the Caribbean. I've been Eastern, Western. I haven't been to Southern Caribbean yet, which would be family reunion group cruise. But I'm starting to like Cayman Islands, Cozumel better than Eastern Caribbean.
Yeah.
We've done cruises Eastern Caribbean, and I don't know. Cayman Islands is beautiful to me. And I will tell you, the Cayman Islands is very wealthy, so you don't have the Nassau when you get off a boat.
Yeah, quite the shenanigans.
You're going to love Bermuda. Have you been to Bermuda?
No.
Same thing. You're going to love Bermuda. It's the same thing.
what I
Very
like.
wealthy. Nobody bugging you. Beautiful, beautiful place. You're going to love that. That'll be up there for you. I promise you that.
Bermuda is different. That place is really, really different.
So I think Dave and Brandy have been to both Grand Cayman, right?
Yeah.
Grand Cayman and Bermuda. Guys, which would you pick out of those two? See what they
What's your
say.
favorite?
So my favorite has to be Amber Cove so far. I loved being able to swim and snorkel right there, and the Mardi Gras was just right there. I don't know. It was
That's Grand Turk.
Grand Turk. Excuse me, not Amber
Yeah.
Cove.
Yeah, we're with you here.
I knew she was wrong.
Thank you.
She said Amber
whatever.
Cove.
Amber
Grand
Cove.
Turk.
That's where you got the foot injury.
Yes.
Thank you.
You remembered that.
Yeah.
That's pretty, I would never remember that.
Josh is my buddy, man. I'm looking out for him.
I don't know
Make
if
sure
we're
it
going to
don't
book a
happen
Howie
to him
Cruise
again.
group cruise. 2 cruises back to back with Eddie and Josh. I don't know if I can handle it.
I don't know,
Yeah.
girl. I know. We're gonna have fun though. You know how you ever like laugh so much that your face is like sore the next day? We're gonna have that. We're gonna be like, our faces are
But
gonna
yeah,
hurt.
that one, it was just snorkeling right there and the ship's right there. It was, I don't know, it was beautiful. Just the water and the ship. I don't know. I loved it. And I've never been to Bermuda. I love Grand Cayman. It's just been years since we've been there.
yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been there yet.
You haven't been
Have not
there?
No, I haven't.
We're
I'm
going
like,
twice.
I'm so
Yeah,
easy
thanks.
to please. I like them
Yeah.
all. I can't pick. I have a hard time picking favorite anything. I'm
I
just
mean,
one of-
shoot, I love Cozumel just for all the all-inclusive beaches.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah.
Cozumel.
When you get out to Cozumel, you feel like you're going to a party. So that it just feels really festive.
Yeah.
Never seen so many taxi cabs. When you get off at the
Right.
port, it's crazy. But I'm like, I'm just so happy to be traveling at all because I started so late in life that it just anywhere I get excited about, and I can find something good anywhere we go, and and it's because I'm not at work too.
So I think this is a really good time to bring up there in our chat and with Have Luggage Will Travel. We're doing there's 2 group cruises that all of us will be on. The first one is the family reunion group cruise, and Amanda, I'm going to let you tell the details, honey, because I will screw up the dates. What dates are those?
I was giving Eddie thumbs up earlier. So it is May the 20th, 2023. It is an 8-day cruise. It leaves from Miami, and it is going to the ABC Islands on the new Carnival celebration.
And
We are partnered with Parker's on the Go.
Yep.
And several creators are coming, and along with just some individuals who just want to hang out with us.
man, Dana and Lisa and Todd and Vicky, I would really, really love if you guys, Dave and Brandy, if you guys could come with us on this cruise. We will have so much fun. Either contact Amanda or Siobhan. We'll put information in the chat. And then our second group cruise is with Howie Cruise. Julie, can you type the information in the chat?
June 23rd.
Okay, thank you. God,
Okay.
thank God.
And
he
Josh knows this
things.
too, because now Josh and Amanda are going on this cruise too, which is really cool. So far, I think are we the only ones going on both cruises?
Yes.
I think so.
Well, we might have their own shirts.
Well, Julie and Brian, they haven't committed yet, but they're gonna
Yeah,
go.
we're trying to pull them to we're pretty close to talking them into the family reunion group cruise.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
gotta happen.
Yeah, it would be awesome. They got to either let those kids skip school or something.
Oh, come on, it'll be all right. And I did just drop my email in the chat for those who.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, we let our youngest skip at least 1 week a year to take him on vacation.
And you know what? It never hurts him.
No.
He does just fine.
It'll be all right.
He does just fine. Oh, let's see. There might be 3 of us, maybe. Yay!
That's awesome.
Happy
That's
dance!
really-
Happy dance!
So what we had to do is, we weren't planning on doing either one of those cruises, and so we had to cancel a cruise, and then we're shoehorning the other cruise in, and it's really complicated. And I might end up taking a week without pay in 2023 to squeeze in all the cruises we're doing.
Oh, wow.
But you know, we're here. Listen, we're not here for a long time. We're here for a fun time. So that's my theory. So I spent enough years never going anywhere.
He has that tattooed across his back.
Yeah, I got a lot of them.
I just made that up.
No, it says no regrets.
No regrets.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, So now.
So Dave and Brandy, I wish you could too, but that's okay because I know we're going to be on other cruises with you. So You guys, I hope you will join us next week.
Yeah, we were
Dave
gonna
and Brandy's our guest next week.
We were going to
on
be
our
with
show.
Dave and Brandy on the Legend,
Yep.
going to Greenland
Yep.
on a 2-week cruise. But then we found out with the Wi-Fi situation, there's no way that would work with Laura because she would definitely have to work at least 1 week on that cruise.
Yeah.
So we had to cancel that one, regretfully.
Yes, I really wanted to go to Greenland so bad, but I cannot be 2 weeks back to back out of work. I would have to log in and work at least one of the 2 weeks, and the Wi-Fi.
And you're not going anywhere where the Wi-Fi is going to be good. You know, but like
Right.
you get off at the port and say, hey, you're in the middle of nowhere. You got to watch out for moose attacks.
Greenland is known for a lot of things, but I doubt that good Wi-Fi is one of them.
Yeah. So, anyways,
yeah.
we had to cancel that one. So, and we, you hear that?
Oh, there he is. So,
He sounds bigger. He sounds like Thickums, but he isn't. He's Slim Pickens.
yes, for sure.
Yeah.
So, let's see who else. We make sure we said hi to everybody.
We're trying to be better at saying hi to everybody,
Yeah.
guys.
It gets away from you quick.
Oh, I love Cruising Royals here. Oh,
Hey,
hi.
you know.
Thank you so much for coming.
And, you know, while they're in the chat, I'm just going to let you guys know, Dave and Brandy are going to be our guests next week. So
Excited about that.
Yeah, that's really good. They've been cruising for a long time, and they have a lot of great information, and it's going to be really cool to get to talk to them because we've been watching their vlogs for a long time and talking to them on social media, so it's really cool. The final question I'm going to get to ask, but it doesn't mean you got to go. It's just the last one of these she has typed out here. Okay, this is a negative one. I'm gonna spin this one around.
It is. Well, I mean,
what is your favorite cruise ship?
Hey, Todd, it's Oasis of the Seas. Sorry. Oh, there we go. Julie got it. Favorite cruise ship?
Yes.
Hands down for me, Mardi Gras.
It's Mardi Gras, or you said it's a tie between Mardi Gras and Oasis of the Sea?
no. Todd was asking what cruise line it was on.
Okay.
Actually, the cruise in June will be our very first royal cruise ever.
Oh yeah, well, that's actually cool. We actually were on an Oasis class ship. We were on Harmony of the Seas back in 2019. We mentioned it on our channel before, and it makes the you know how you've been on the Sunshine Sunrise size ship. It makes the Mardi Gras feel that small. That's how big the Oasis class ship.
Honestly, like when we get on the Mardi Gras, we're like, wow, this is big, but man, those Oasis class ships. And I'm not saying that's necessarily a good thing. Because I'm not sure that I really love a mega ship, but I don't hate it. It's fun.
Right.
The Oasis class ships with Royal are some of the biggest. They are the biggest.
Yeah.
They're Wonder to Sea is the biggest ship in the world.
Yeah.
But they're over 220 tons. So the XL class Carnival ships are 180 ton.
Yeah.
So it's 40 ton difference as far as how much weight the ship can carry. So they're really, really big. They have a central park on those ships where there's trees growing.
Exactly what we're looking at is booking at one of those Central Park balconies.
Kids they love those Oasis class ships because there's so much to do in there. But my only complaint was Laura and I have a bad habit of camping out in bars. We do.
It's terrible.
We don't go to meetings or anything.
No, we don't.
No,
because we don't even drink when we're not on a cruise ship unless we're like on date night. We'll have like an adult beverage when we go out to dinner.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, I'm having a little bit of wine.
I was forced
here, but we like seriously we don't drink.
I was forced to drink during the apprenticeship. They made me.
Yeah. But other than that, we really don't.
Yeah.
So, but when we're on the cruise ship, like we felt obligated to get our money's worth on the drink package.
Yeah.
Well, no, we
really do.
Well, what happens
Not
is
15.
if we find a favorite bar on the ship, we go. That becomes like our Grand Central, where
and we
we'll
visit,
go to.
we hang out with the bartenders, and we become friends with them, and then we meet friends with the other passengers, and then we people watch, and then we just end up meeting the same friends back there. So we have
On Harmony of the Seas, that bar was an Irish pub in the middle of the promenade.
Yeah.
And it's, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of being at a mall.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see the ocean anywhere. There's no windows or anything. And every once in a while, after about 6-7 beers, you'd feel it move.
Bye, David Brandy.
And
See you next week.
guys, and you would say, "Oh my God, I forgot I'm on a cruise ship."
Yeah.
That was my only complaint about that ship, was that we would forget we were on a ship at times. But They are a marvel, though.
Yeah.
It takes your breath away when you get on it and just see how big and massive it is. So I'm excited you guys are gonna get to do that.
Yeah.
And
we're gonna be when we go on. We're going on Oasis of the Season December. We're going to make a point of exploring the ship better than we do. That's the one thing about being a vlogger that I think makes you a better cruise passenger, is that you have to get outside of your comfort zone. You can't be, you can't park at one place. You got to get out there. You got to give your audience content. You got to show them the ship. You got to get off the ship and do excursions. And I think it has made me a better cruiser.
Yeah,
we're
definitely getting our money's worth on cruises now than we did before.
Yeah.
But yeah, we used to have a tendency, and and going into the next thing, the excursions.
Yes.
Our topic tonight's excursions. And
are you guys? Can you guys hang out for that, or do you need to go for the kids? Awesome.
Oh, my favorite cruise ship. I have to say, after all we're done, I have to go to Dreamer Breeze.
Oh, we're going on the Dream soon, so I'm excited to hear that.
46 days, I think, we're on the Dream. So
yeah, we just got off of it about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, we were watching your vlogs.
I like the Annex Casino that's non-smoking.
Yeah.
Made it really enjoyable. And the cool thing about the Dream, their Annex Casino, they actually have one of the coffee shops in it at the bar. So you can get all the coffee, liquored up coffee, regular coffee, hot chocolate, whatever you want. Amanda came across a mocha something, I don't know. Anyway.
Mocha Getaway.
Try that.
It's really good.
I like that size of ship a lot, and I like the Vista class ships because they're about the same size. And to me, that's a good size ship without getting overwhelming. Like on the Mardi Gras, we love the Mardi Gras, but the way the Mardi Gras is laid out, when we were on the Mardi Gras, there's like 5,500 people on the Mardi Gras. And the week after, they were going to have every big wig for the entire company were going to be on there for the 50th birthday celebration the following week. And the crew was all dreading it all week long, telling us how bad it was going to suck being over 6,000 people and having all the bosses there.
They were really worried about it, yeah.
But a lot of the areas on that XL class ship gets really crowded, really easy, and it's hard to pass through. Like the Alchemy Bar. You can barely even walk around that because you got that like a couple chairs jammed up against that railing and you have a little walkway. Yeah, and it's like, and there's places on the ship where, and center stage, we never watched the live show until we were on the Mardi Gras because we were passing through in the middle of the day while they were doing the rehearsals,
and we were like, wow.
And this lady was singing an Alanis Morissette song, and she was just killing it. Yeah. And we're like, oh my God, listen to her sing. And then we're like, we got to see this later tonight. So we went there, but you guys know you got to be there early because you won't get a seat.
That table that you talk about all the time, that one table, I swear to God, we got that table, but we got there early. That same one that's right on the top of the thing right there. Yeah. That's where we sat for that. It was awesome.
We got for somewhere else. We had to sit on those.
Yeah, on the bed,
like that stadium seating in the middle, like in that. I think it's on deck 7. That really, and you can't really see. You feel like you're in a tunnel. You can't really see nothing on the sides. Yeah,
and it wasn't deep enough for all of my booty, so that wasn't that comfortable.
And the other thing too is I miss the glass elevators and the high atriums. I love that on the classic ships.
Amanda, do you see this comment from Julie here?
Oh, I've seen it.
Oh boy!
And then I love cruising Royal Head again.
I'm holding her to it. If we're booking theirs, they got to book ours.
Well, listen to this, man. You're doing that Southern Mafia on them. South Jersey, Southern Mafia. From Louisiana. You guys are gonna.
Dana said that she was on Harmony in May. It didn't feel as big as I thought it would.
Interesting.
It looks really, really big.
Yeah, we haven't been on there in a couple of years, so we might get on there.
Who knows?
As big as it was to me.
I love the Mardi Gras though. It's a really cool. And I still like Carnival better than Royal and Celebrity. Celebrity's food's better, but again, I can eat White Castles and pizza.
I mean, honestly,
I can eat any. I'm not real hard to please when it comes to food or anything like that. And as far as like people get a little loose on Carnival, I'm not worried about that either. I was at home in New York City with everybody swearing and yelling and carrying on. You know, it's,
all right, so this is a good time to bring up. Look at what I Love Cruising Royal said. You're going to have a wonderful time on Oasis and do not miss Aqua 80. Girl, I will not. I've heard multiple people talk about that. I want to see it.
The Aqua show, when we were on it, was canceled because we had bad weather. It was too windy. And they couldn't do that. And I couldn't do the zip line when I was on that ship. And the Rockwell. I couldn't do any of those. Every time I went down there, what do you say?
Blaine, did we just become best friends?
Yeah.
Me and Blaine just became best friends. Hey, Goo Gun Rob. Thank you for coming. So glad to see you.
You know, and that's the whole thing. It's but I want to try them all. You know, we've got like a list of all the cruise lines we want to go on, and we want to try Virgin Voyages for ourselves to see what that's like. We want to do what's the other one?
We want to do
MSC,
Holland America,
and we want to do Holland America, and we want to try Princess Cruise Line as well.
Yep.
So,
but I really want to get over. I really want to get over to Europe. I want to do that so bad. Hey, Team Hutchins Travels.
Viking cruises. If you ever look at those prices for Viking, if you look at you'll go, yeah, I ain't ever doing that. Oh my goodness, man, $16,000. But that's for both of you. And you get drinks. I'm like,
so Todd asked a really good question. I've only cruised Carnival. What's the biggest difference between Royal and Carnival? All right. Well, let's all four answer that for him, okay? Because we'll probably get good insight from that. For me, the biggest difference between Carnival and Royal, and to me is, I feel like Royal is just a little bit more. It's not like I don't talk to fellow passengers a whole lot on Royal Caribbean cruises. I'm not usually like sitting at the bar chatting with the person next to me and making friends. This is just me, my personal experience. I feel like I don't make as many friends, but I have an amazing time. The food is better than Carnival. The shows are amazing. The ships are absolutely beautiful. I've never not had fun on a cruise ship. But I feel like there's a different level of kinship to me. That's what do you think?
Well, I'm going to say there's a different vibe. Now, Carnival is called the fun ship for a reason. They got the fun squad. You got the cruise director. They got all these people. As soon as you get on a ship, they're handing you rum punches. Everybody's celebrating. You got the line dancing, the sail away parties. It's a lot of fun. And
look at Guga and Rob said. True story there, though.
They're kind of close to summer, though. They've both been having their share of fights. But yeah, Carnival does have more fights. The funny thing is, though, you will see drunker people on a Royal or a Celebrity cruise because they have no drink limit.
That's true.
There's no drink limit. So you'll see more passed out people like in the middle of the day in lounge chairs, and you're going to think that they're going to think fights are magical. Well, it depends on what you're fighting about and how bad you get beat up, Blaine.
It's funny, but, we've heard of fights being on the Carnival ships that we've been on, but we've never seen them. I guess we go to bed too early. We go to bed too early, I guess, because we never see it.
I think the thing, but my take on the difference between Royal and Carnival is Carnival has that fun first emphasis. So
now I've heard that Royal has started doing like sail away parties and stuff.
They do, but that isn't their focus. Their focus is on like families and activities, and they build themselves as being a little more refined than Carnival. Carnival's like, hey, we're gonna have fun, and that's it, right? So, but as far as the food goes, Royal has more options, more included options than Carnival does. It has more included options than Royal. Royal's buffet is better than Carnival's.
Way better.
Their main dining rooms are pretty similar in my opinion. But again, I can't be a food critic. I'm just happy to be eating something. And I make way more friends on Carnival than I do on Royal. And I don't even try to make friends on Carnival. They make friends with me. They go, hey, what's that thing you got there? I'm like, well, hey, that's my
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing. People tend, and the other thing too, I've never had on a Carnival where you're going up to the elevator and the elevator shuts while they're all looking at you. Someone always sticks their arm out and tries to stop it for you on Carnival. Royal, they let that thing shut on you.
Yeah,
They just
that's
watch.
true.
They all watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically
Yeah.
But as far as after sailing with Celebrity, I think Royal passengers a lot of them think they're celebrity passengers, and they're not. And the celebrity passengers, in my opinion, are more fun than the Royal passengers because they're like Carnival people with money.
They're there to have fun.
They're there to have fun, and they're probably the median age is in their 50s.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody sitting around us is like our age, or maybe a little younger, a little older.
Yeah.
You didn't see a lot of 20-something couples.
There were a couple, but not a lot.
On the Magic, we saw a bunch of 20-something-year-old couples out of New York and Jersey, and these ladies were ripping into these guys. That was the constant theme. I'd see these young guys looking at their shoes and going, I told you weren't going to do that here when we're on this cruise ship. I didn't get my nails done for all this. And they're going, I'm like, is it Rocky Balboa? No, that is a lady. And she is about to beat this guy up, yelling at her husband or boyfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
I seen a bunch of that, They're off to the side, trying to be low key about it, but it's hard to miss that.
So Julie brought up two really good points. Julie said, first thing she said was that she thinks that the drinks are stronger on Carnival. I do agree with that, Julie, but you get more of them on Royal, and that's probably why. So I think we might have figured something out there.
Well,
And then she said that the food is better on Carnival, service is better on Royal, but I'll stand by each ship. Each line has its own personal, it's behind our logo. What is it? Personality. And better or worse, just different. And, that's the thing that I'll say, Todd, to answer, and then we'll let these guys. Each cruise line has a different vibe and a different offering. And if you just flow with it, you're going to have an amazing time.
And Royal and Carnival are going after the same people.
Yeah.
They're going after families, and so is Norwegian.
Yeah.
And MSC doesn't know what they're doing. They're trying to go after everybody. MSC is like an unfocused, and we haven't been on MSC, and I want to go just to see some of the silliness I've watched on vlogs where they're performing, and I've only seen like 3 songs on YMCA, Family, We're Family, and Celebration. Those are the 3 songs I see every single time someone shows like the nightclub or the deck parties or something on MSC. But MSC ships, oh my gosh, they are absolutely
they're beautiful.
I want to see their private island. I think that'd be cool.
So what do you guys think? What do you guys think the difference between Royal and Carnival?
Yeah, so like we've never cruised Royal, but when I'm booking clients, I do kind of gauge my client. I kind of feel them out a little bit. I just booked a couple for their 20th anniversary that have never cruised. I booked them on Royal. They're not taking their kids. They're not partiers. They're not big drinkers. So I thought the atmosphere on Royal is probably going to suit them a little bit better than a Carnival cruise. And then the next day, I booked a family on a Carnival ship because they're taking a 16 and a 13-year-old. And I was like, you're taking kids. They're going to want to do the water slides, and they're going to want to do this and just the kids things. I think they will enjoy better on a short cruise because their only option for Royal was Voyager of the Seas. They were very time constrained. So they only had a couple of options. So I was
do you see why she's an amazing travel agent? Like, who gives it that much effort and thought to try to help somebody book the right thing for them? I think that's amazing. And you're absolutely right. That was a right call for them.
Yeah, so I was not putting them and their teens on Voyager. I was like, So I booked them on the Carnival, on the Breeze, actually. And,
like I said, I like them all. I really and I think they all have their redeeming qualities. Like what Julie said, that they have their own personalities, But again,
I want to actually put that comment there that Taylor's got on there.
Yes.
So Excel class ships with the drink package now have basically freestyle Coke machines. It's a Coke fountain. You scan your card, get your drink.
Who has that?
Mardi
Gras.
Gras.
And Mardi Gras.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. But I mean, that to me,
right. It's a soda fountain.
Taylor's our daughter.
It is way too hard. Like on the Magic, it was way too hard to get a friggin' pop. Yeah, it was so hard to get.
Royal has the freestyle Coke machines like they have at the movie theaters.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, they're like
you can't
all
beat
over
that.
the place, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's again, like I said, we did a lot of cruising with well, she did a lot of cruising with Royal. I did.
I was a Royal snob. Like somebody would say Carnival Cruise to me, I'd be like, yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, we heard.
I really truly would not sail Carnival until the pandemic, and I started watching cruise vlogs, and I was like, that looks like fun. So then we tried it, and I was like, I loved it. Hey, captions caught.
Yeah, like I said, we make friends.
You're good, Rob. This is so funny.
Yeah. That is so true.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming, Team Hutchins Travels. I don't know, and useless. What is the end of that? And useless dot. Thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate it. It's good to hang out with you.
Did you just recently start Carnival?
Yeah, our first Carnival cruise was last August.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what that was.
Okay.
Yeah. And so this was our 8th or 7th. I think it was our 8th Carnival cruise.
Yeah.
This one we just got off of. We're gonna hit platinum on the family group cruise.
We are.
So yeah. You're gonna hit it too? Is that what you said?
Yes, I am.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh my God. Todd, did you go to the Atrium Bar? Because I can't pronounce our favorite guy. He was I can't pronounce it. It was like Horvey or something. He told me how to say it, and it's not Horvey. But he was so amazing. Like, he made my dirty martinis like so filthy you couldn't even see through them. He told me that I was basically drinking olive oil. He was like, "Girl, you're drinking olive oil."
A little dirty in those pictures.
Yeah, like he like muddled olives in the bottom, and then he put the vodka and olive juice in there, and he kept muddling it, and he poured it in the glass. He's like, "That's olive oil." I go, "Just give it to me."
Yeah, and Todd, we didn't get to talk about the pro tips for the Alchemy Bar, but I'm going to tell you, in any of those crowded bars on those cruise ships, you have got to make friends with one of those servers or the bartender, and you do that with money. That's the best way, the quickest way to their heart.
Do you see this?
Drop.
I'm cooking Cajun shrimp and gravy. I hear that travels while in the mail.
I don't
if you
think.
put it like one of those lock and lock containers.
Listen, captions. I don't want no mail shrimp.
Please, I'll eat it. If you overnight it, I'll pay it back. Like, put it in one of those airtight containers.
But you seriously, if you get to, you have to buddy up with the bartender or a server and give them a $20 bill, man. Like the first day, buddy up to them, and they will they'll break through walls for you. Our servers and the bartenders on Magic, they're like, William, I'm going to eat right now. I'll be back in 30 minutes. They didn't want us to leave because we were tipping them so well all night long. Right. And yeah, you pay a fortune doing that, but you're there for a fun time. You're not there for a long time.
Maybe I like my shrimp soggy, Blaine. Maybe I like it soggy.
Come on, Blaine. You just said you didn't eat anything a minute ago. Come on now.
I'll eat some shots.
Hey, he never did answer us about the RV smell.
Yeah, he did. He answered
it.
Did he?
Okay,
yeah.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, I'll have to find it, but he did.
We got these. I got like this lighting rig in here, and I'm still trying to perfect it. I'm seeing spots. It's so bright. It's so crazy. But I get glare off my glasses. But anyways, yeah, so as far as a lot of people complain, I watch them in the Alchemy Bar all the time. They'll be standing 3 deep at the bar, and I'll be like this, and they'll go. Yeah. And then they'll bring it out to me and bring it to our table. And it's like, that's what you got to do. But you got to do that in any crowded bar anywhere. I don't care where you're at. Chicago, it doesn't matter where you're at. If you're in a crowded bar and you want a drink, you have to pay extra for it, and they will take care of you.
So, Salty Beach Traveler said that if you like Royal, you will like MSC. And you know who really likes MSC is Pear DJ. I just watched. They really like it. And
MSC gets a mixed reaction. It really does. Yeah. Yeah, they're kind of, they branched out. They like Celebrity a lot. I think he said the Celebrity Apex is now his second favorite ship next to the Legend. That's how much they like Celebrity. And it's funny because they went on Celebrity around the same time we went on Celebrity for the first time, and we got off of that ship and said, "Wow!" Now I will tell you this: we were on the Millennium, which was built in 1999, refurbished in 2018, and they could give Carnival a lesson on how to refurbish a cruise ship. Guys,
you couldn't. Listen, it was spectacular.
It looked new, like the decking was replaced on the balconies. Weren't you know how
so
Carnival like neglects the exterior when they do their refacing, and they paint everything on the outside.
Yeah.
But when you look at the railings and the deck, everything's like got an age look to it, and they don't replace the lawn chairs like on your deck and stuff.
One of my favorite vloggers. Have you guys ever watched Zach the Traveling Man?
Never heard of him.
Okay, he is a big fan of Celebrity. And I love his vlogs because he does celebrity cruises like over in Europe and stuff. Goes on the Beyond, on the Apex, on the Edge, like on all their new ships. And I started watching him before we went on our first celebrity cruise. And if you're curious about Celebrity, I'm going to get Zach on the show. Remember, I said that it's a goal. I'm going to get him on the show.
Yeah, Zach
Zach subscribe to him. Trust me.
He's a solo cruiser.
Yes,
and
he's great. Yeah, I love his vlogs. I think Rob and Guga are friends with him. Tell him, guys, he's amazing. Wow. I love him. I watch all his vlogs, and I can't wait to. He's got me so excited about the Apex. Like I literally can't wait. That one's in March or April.
Yeah, and he's not. So excited. And he's not. He is not like he likes Celebrity, but he's not going to have Celebrity like tattooed on his arm or anything or get endorsed by them, because he can be very critical of individual experiences on the ship. Like last night at the so and so restaurant, it was subpar. I give that a 6.
He does it in such a classy way. Like he's not being critical. He's just being honest.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the honesty. So Dina and I were tipping our bartender. Oh, I gotta show this so everybody can read it. Dina and I were tipping our bartender in the atrium bar on the Liberty so well. He kept coming to our table
to pour our chocolate martinis.
That's what we do.
See, Lisa and Dana are professionals also.
What,
They're
Josh?
awesome.
Hey, I just wanted to back up what y'all were saying. We had that experience in the Dream in the Annex Casino. This poor man barely started waiting at 9:30 when the casino opened, and we left one night at midnight. He was still waiting tables, and he did the platinum party. But that's the way he was. He'd walk by. He'd like, "Josh, Amanda, you need anything?" And we'd throw him $5 or $6, and he'd go give us whatever we wanted. And we met with the casino host, and they bought us drinks all the time.
But we still tipped him, even when our drinks were comp.
Yeah,
that's how we do.
And so when we went to the platinum party, he seen us in this sea of people. He came straight to us from the bar, and he's like, "What do you want?" And he gave us whatever he had on the tray and stuff, because, like Eddie's point, if you show that you really care about them and you want to build a friendship and a relationship with them, it goes a long way. And we gave a lot of people business cards, and a lot of the crew members started following us on YouTube and stuff, because they like to send our stuff on YouTube and stuff they can share with their families and stuff.
That's one thing we're bad about, guys. We don't really promote our channel much to the crew. We'll mention it to them.
Usually because they'll notice the equipment.
They'll ask about that. Or even if we don't have the equipment, we might start talking about, we're going on another cruise next month or something. And they'll say, "Why are you going on so many cruises?" So we like it, and we vlog, But we do a real bad job of like trying to get them to subscribe. It's kind of funny that, but we make good friends with all of them. It's just crazy how this cruise is really, again, we've never shared a room with anybody, and we had our 2 sons in a room with us, and we didn't get to see those. They kept us going.
Yeah,
we were going more than normal.
Yeah,
so we didn't really get to have a get to know our room steward very well at all, because we barely seen the guy because we were nowhere near our room pretty much all week long.
We didn't see our
We had 2 different room stewards. Our rooms were next door to the kids, but it was the cutoff point for our room stewards, so the kids had a different one. And we saw ours, but saw the kids.
Well, they were teaming up on the Magic. We had 2 different guys coming in and doing our rooms. And the last night, I went and chased down a rooster. We caught him about one thing at one point during the week. Nothing he did. We needed him to help us.
Needed him to get us in contact with the hotel director.
Yeah, we couldn't get to the number.
The number
on his car wasn't working.
Yeah.
But I had to look. I looked for him. He was in. I found him real quick because I always give him a tip. The last night I tip them for the cruise, and I always hand them the cash, and I shake their hand, and tell them I really appreciate all their hard work. And it's funny because when I do that, a lot of them are like kind of startled. They're like, and they shake my hand, and they, and it's like, and I'm like, you did a great job. I know we didn't get to talk much this week. You guys are busy, but you kept the place clean, and we're going through a lot more towels than normal when there's 4 of us versus 2. It really wasn't that bad. You would think having a 15-year-old and a 22-year-old in your room with you would be bad, but those guys,
they were not. They didn't hog the bathroom at all. Do you know who the bathroom hog is?
You're sitting beside him, aren't you?
Me. Listen.
Hey, you gotta have that time to glisten up. Takes a lot.
Gotta shave that head, man. And a cruise ship, I wear a hat all the time because if
I love Cruising Royal.
If I bump my head at work, I'm gonna be bleeding. And if you have a bald head, you bump your head all the time, and anything makes you bleed. And if you're climbing underneath equipment and stuff, you gotta have a hat on. I wear one in the gym because you don't have hair to slow that sweat down. The glistening goes in your eyes, and that burns. So I wear a hat, And then if you're in the sun and you don't have a hat on, you get the hell burned out of your head, and then that's really bad, right? So that's why I wear hats all the time. Some guys think I wear a hat because I'm bald. No, I do, but it's not to hide being bald, So when we go to for nice dinners on the ship or out to eat for anywhere, I don't wear a hat. But yeah, it's kind of funny though. But I shave. But on a cruise ship, I shave my head every day. Bathroom hog. So
Hashtag bathroom hog.
Yeah, well, hey, you gotta take care of it. You gotta keep this trimmed up nice.
So I know we wanted to tell. There was one thing that we forgot to mention, and we'd love to get your take on this, and Julie and Brian's take on this. We had something happen that has never happened to us on a cruise ship before, and I forgot to mention this earlier. There were probably a group of 20 to 30 youth, I would say between 12 and 17-year-olds, that were completely terrorizing the entire cruise ship, the entire cruise, like bad. Like they would run floor to floor, ripping everybody's door signs down and defaming their door decorations. They were knocking on people's doors at 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. They had food fights. They had food fights in the buffet area. At late night pizza, somebody was standing there like sweeping the floor, and they were throwing stuff at the crew while they were trying to clean. While we were walking down a hallway, and a crew member was trying to clean the glass as you walk by like the nightclub area, and they were putting their hands and their faces on it after they cleaned it. They were pushing every button on the elevator.
Yeah, that was
all week
long.
That was
the true terrors that you hear about.
Yes. Yeah, it was the first time we've seen that.
And I always you see it on the VIFP page, and it used to make me so mad. I'm like, leave those kids alone, until this cruise. And I'm like, oh. Now we get it. We get it. Yeah. So obviously, what I did notice is I saw security presence that I've never seen before.
By the, how I don't know, on the Magic, they've got like I don't know what it's O2 and whatever the other one is. Those two, the 12 to 14 and the 15 to 17 are right next door to each other.
Yeah.
The security guy was standing out in the hallway right there towards the end of the week and watching, because they weren't staying in there. They're all congregating out in the hallway, blocking the hallway on the 4th deck. So, when people are passing through, they wouldn't move out of anyone's way. And, they're just being smart aleck kids. But, they were out of control. It was the first time I heard...
We forgot the comedy club. So we went to the comedy club multiple times on this cruise. You didn't get their take on that. Yeah, here they are. Hold on. My parents were on the Magic in July. It's the same thing, just rooting out of control. I'm all for... why our logos always in the way? Thank you. But be respectful, Shane.
It's branding.
Yeah. Have you guys ever experienced that?
Okay,
Yeah.
so of course we bring our kids on the cruise, and we're constantly hunting. You have to be respectful. You have to mind your manners. You have to, be polite. You have to, all the things. We're just constantly reminding them. And they were sitting out in the hallway on the Dream, several of them waiting for Circle C to open because it closes for a few hours. There's a little time gap, and they were asking people to give them high fives as they walked by. And Josh and I walked up at this point because we would go kind of hang out there in that area with them, just to be present.
Yeah.
And we told them, we were like, y'all need to stop, because while most people may not mind it and will give you a high five or will walk by and grin at you, you're going to irritate the wrong person.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, I don't know that anybody necessarily got in trouble, but not long after, here comes security.
Mm.
And there's
Somebody complained. Yeah.
They had to.
And then we had the one incident where the kid rolled up on Philip when he was in his suit and started cussing and slang about how Philip looked. He was trying to give him a compliment, and I lit that kid up real quick.
Good.
I don't care whose child it is.
Yeah.
I'm rolling up in front of my 12-year-old daughter and my wife cussing like that when you need the crap smacked out of you, really, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But we had kids on that cruise were asking older women for their phone numbers. Oh, I love cougars. Can I have your phone number? And stuff like that. And see, here's the problem, and this is what I get, is one of these kids one day is going to mess with the wrong guy's wife.
Mm-hmm.
And the kid's going to end up in bad shape because there's people that don't have self-restraint when it comes to messing with their family.
Well, those kids better watch out. They better watch out for that cougar, because she'll go after them and beat them up.
Well, you had a lot of ladies that were getting highly upset about it.
Yeah.
But I think this cruise is more we've seen than ever.
Oh, absolutely.
But I didn't see nothing crazy, though.
Yeah, none of that. Like, I don't know of any damaged property or all the elevator buttons being, like, I don't know that it was quite that extreme, but we definitely saw some stuff.
We were walking by. We were walking by.
So this was our first summer cruise.
Yeah, we were walking by a group of them, and a young girl was kind of catcalling at Eddie, and he didn't acknowledge her, and she got mad that he didn't acknowledge her. So I said hello to her. I'm like, well, hey. His wife, hey, and she went like that, got all mad. So that was kind of funny. But at the comedy show, we went to the early one, and then we went to the later night one as well. And at the early show,
the PG show,
the kids were sitting in the front row, and the parents were all in the very back, not with their children at all. And they heckled that comedian so badly he couldn't even do a show.
They were between 7 and 10 years old. Between 7 and 10 years old, because the comedian says, "Whose kid is this up there?" And the guy yelled, "Mine!" And we thought he was just being funny.
But he was serious.
When the kid really started getting super annoying, to the point where
where the actual crowd was cheering the comedian, because the comedian was like, "Why don't you just shut up?"
He walked down there and said something to the kid, and I'm like going, and then he went back to his seat. I would have drugged my kid out by his ear the first time he said something. I would have went down there and drug him out in front of everybody, and that's ridiculous. But that's what was really crazy is all the cruises we've been on, we've never seen kids out of control like they were on that cruise.
And so much of it just starts at home.
Oh yeah.
And that's where a lot of the problem lies these days.
Now our 15-year-old stayed with us the whole week. He don't want to have nothing to do with. He's like, I don't want to hang around a bunch of dumb 15-year-old kids. I'm like, well, those are your people. And he was like going to be, and he's the one who wanted to go to the comedy show. So we took him to the PG-13 show because we never went to a comedy show on a cruise before.
No.
And we're like, this is pretty mild. So we took him, let him go to the adult show for the same comedian later in the day. We felt obligated to go watch his show because we felt so bad that he had such a hard time.
We wanted to see his show because we didn't get to see it.
And it was a little off color at times,
but you know what though? Even all those instances, we never felt like we were never mad at the kids, or we were never like, you know, like we felt bad for them because they were embarrassing themselves. Does that make sense?
The little kids.
The
She's
little
talking
kids.
about the little kids.
Yeah, like they didn't know better that people, the crowd in the comedy show, were laughing at them.
Yeah.
And I felt bad.
We were not feeling bad for the teenagers who were out of control on that
No.
ship at all. They were crazy.
No,
They were hitting every button on the elevator. The elevators were just sitting still and not moving at all.
You couldn't hardly use the elevator.
It was crazy.
Yeah, because they were doing that so much. But you know, that was only 10%.
And I was actually aggravated with Carnival, because if I was running that ship, I would have had those kids locked up or something.
Yeah.
I would probably give them all Benadryl. I'd give them Benadryl Shirley Temples. They'd all be laying in Club 02 sleeping on blankets like nap time. And
that, ladies and gentlemen, is how Eddie got arrested on the cruise ship.
No, that's how I raise my kids. Yeah.
Hey,
so, but anyways, yeah.
I was going to say real quick, that's one thing I put to my kids. My big motto is be the example. And I tell my kids, I was like, this is an opportunity for you to be a leader. I said, because in every age of kids coming up, there's going to be kids that are going to be leaders and going to be followers. I said, you need to be a leader.
Mm-hmm.
So when these kids make their decisions, you tell them, hey, I ain't going to be a part of this, and leave. I said, because there is some kid there that's not brave enough to say they don't want to be there, and you might be the person that gets them out of that situation. So we push that on our kids about, you need to set the example for other kids, you know.
And that is why your children are so awesomely behaved, because they listen to you.
Don't worry, they're not perfect. They definitely have their flaws.
They should. I mean, no kids are, but
we have five adults, and none of them have been locked up in jail. So, you know, and one 15-year-old. So yeah,
hey, I'm the only kid of my parents that's never been locked up in jail. So
well, hey, I got a bunch of cousins been to jail. I'm telling you, me and you are going to be brothers on the ships, man. we can tell con stories about our families.
Oh yeah, I've had a lot of family in jail, but here's the deal: I'm the baby, but I was the biggest kid we had. My parents had by far, but I had a healthy dose of fear of my dad. And some of these kids ain't got no fear.
They sure don't.
My dad only gave me one whooping my whole life, and that was all I needed, because until he passed away at 75 years old, and I still had a healthy dose of fear of him.
Yeah,
that's fear out of love, because I respected him as him being the dad of the house and what he said goes. It wasn't like I feared him because I was scared of him. No, I feared him because what my dad said came true.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, that's what I tell my boys all the time, that, you know, I give them, you know, some, you know, real life, you know, talks, and I tell them, you know, it's hard to trust anybody and give anyone your complete total trust, because you're going to get betrayed over and over again, and it's hard to have your loyalty matched, and you can't give your loyalty and expect it to be returned equally. And I tell them stuff like that all the time. And when they were younger, they thought I was a little too cynical at times. But now as they gotten older, they realized I was giving them good advice. And I told them that's how my dad was too. I thought my dad was the most cynical guy in the world, because he would be telling me all this, yeah, he's your friend now, but you wait. I'm like, what are you talking about, man? You know, don't you have any friends? Yeah, I got friends. You know, and he always seems so, you know, negative. But you know, he passed away over 20 years ago, almost 21 years ago. So yeah, so
he wasn't wrong.
No, he wasn't, and I'm so much like him. It's not even funny. And he was 53 when he passed away. So yeah, so it's important to, you know, try to keep your kids from making the same mistakes you make, or mistakes you've seen other people make, the avoidable things. But it's the old, you know, hey, don't touch that, it's hot. Every time you do, what do? They don't know what hot is, you know, so they got to get burnt, you know, and it's just that's just human nature. And you just hope you can take the burns for them. So I've gotten burned doing this, so you don't need to do it. But as they get older, it gets better. But the late teens are are the most challenging with the boys, and the early teens
great.
are the most challenging with the girls, in my opinion,
Oh, great.
in my experience. Yeah.
You guys are amazing parents. You'll handle it well. Look at beautiful J-Lo.
I appreciate
Beautiful
it.
J-Lo.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I think this is probably a good place to. Yeah, it's probably a good place to end it for the night. I know you guys got to get the kids ready for school, and Eddie's got to get up at 2:45 in the morning to go to the gym. So, right. So just want to thank everybody so sincerely for coming. Next Tuesday will be Dave and Brandy. We're excited to have them on board. Next who's Wednesday? Who's Wednesday? Who does their live on Wednesday? Does anybody?
I can't remember.
If it is somebody, I don't have the notification.
Yeah, I know Thursday's Parker's on the go, so we got to make sure that we're all there for that. And then Friday,
Funnelheads.
Funnelheads are Friday.
Yeah.
Funnelheads are Friday. So everybody, make sure you participate in those. And
Sunday night, how we cruise.
Yes, Sunday's How We Cruise.
Yep.
Absolutely. So thank you guys all so much, and you guys are amazing. We love you to death. We
Thanks
really
for coming
do.
on.
You guys are great. We can't wait to sell with you guys.
Eddie, quick note: Philip just bought him a Taylor acoustical guitar. He was playing it, so Philip's going to have a great guitar. Yeah, he plays the bass in our. He made the church youth band. Tomorrow night's the first time to play it.
Awesome.
Well, yeah. See, Taylor's a good guitar. That's a really good acoustic guitar.
He wants to take his on the cruise ship.
Yeah.
Do it.
I mean, he worked hard and saved up $750 to buy it on his own. So I mean,
That's awesome.
Congratulations, Philip. That's awesome.
That's how I started. I bought my first one, and my parents weren't going to have no part of it. My dad bought me an acoustic guitar from Sears when I was like 8, and brought it home with the pitch pipe to tune it. And he's like, "Here you go," and I'm like, "I don't know anything about this," and neither did he. And then because I never mastered I didn't become Esteban, the guitar guy from QVC, overnight on my own. Later, when I was like 13 and that guitar was all broken and busted, and I wanted to play guitar for real, he was like, I bought you a guitar when you were 8, and you never learned how to play, so they were going to buy me another one. So yeah, I started when I was 15, and it's one of those things. In fact, what was waiting for me when I got off the ship yesterday? A new guitar. Yeah, it was delivered live. I bought it on the ship, and it was delivered to the house. So
silly.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Everybody have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you all soon. Okay?
All right, guys. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.